Welcome back, everyone, to HGC. Korea Raven, one loss away from still having only 2 set wins against MVP Miracle, the sister team of MVP Black, who is now crushing Raven 2-0. They're going to close this series out with a 3-0. We'll see which battleground it's going to be. It's going to be the pick of Black, and they will take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Nice. Spider finally comes out, and Black, of course, needs a 3-0 win today to also have 3-0 win against L5 to go on to the first place that L5 has been keeping up from the beginning day of HGC KR. So of course they want to close this one out, and maybe not this time, not as quickly. I think Nazeebo will be highly picked here, as we are gonna see a longer game into the Spider Queen.
Tomb of the Spider Witch Doctor. It's a more apt name for the map right now in this meta. As we will see, it's Tomb of the Spider King. I think it will very likely be banned or highly contested in this draft, because you just build up your stack so quickly, even your Widowmakers and your Voodoo Ritual coming in super fast, just because you're killing so many minions so quickly as you rotate between the lanes. You can pressure really well, and they're also really good at defending the Web Weavers and also pushing with them. So Nazeebo's just a great hero right now. I'm surprised he wasn't seen in literally every game in both series, because he's just so strong right now.
And also especially for MVP Black, Sake has been picking Falstad even on this map to have that global presence, just pushing whenever they have the first wall or the first forts down. He has been onto the other lane, really pushing hard onto bot or the top, wherever he chooses to, whichever lane has more pressure.
It's definitely going to be Season Marksman Falstad if he does pick it here. Raven will have first ban and first pick. What if they'll look to grab the Nazeebo first? There's the target ban on Coach's Zeratul. Ball is removed, so Nazeebo available. Falstad, not a terrible choice here for Raven either.
They are keeping everything up, and also Q Cassia is something that has been building up quite immensely in Korea because of that poking ability to stop the channeling.
The only pick I didn't want Raven to take in this slot is the Malfurion. Like, doesn't give them anything.
That was the only one?
Yeah.
What about Lily?
Okay.
Or
well, I mean,
Gaslow, or
of meta heroes. Okay. I mean,
well, even Lily got buffed, you know.
Yeah.
On her E. So maybe we'll see Lily coming in.
Okay. See,
someday.
Now you give Black the Falstad and the Muradin. Sake is real happy about it. He gets his Falstad once again. So remove Falstad from Sake. You don't take the Nazeebo initiative. They can still grab Nazeebo in the second rotation here, which would be good response. But remember, now they've given Black the ability to draft around 2 heroes that work with literally anything. So Raven needs to have something here that's either insanely strong for the map or has a theme that works well together or against what Black has shown us.
Let's go Nazeebo here. Tychus
and ETC.
Still a pretty good, decent pickup here. I like these choices, especially ETC. Of course, Tychus will have less power with the new ETC, but having that rotational, powerful rotation with CC's power slide coming in for all lanes would be lots of pressure.
So this is how you draft properly in terms of not going all in on anything, but also having strong heroes for the map. The ETC really strong for the rotations. Tychus good against Muradin. He's got good wave clear. And now Black doesn't have anything they could ban, because there's nothing that pairs with any of these 3 heroes for Raven that you're terrified of. Tyrael is, I guess, the one that you're thinking of for the big power slide into the Mosh and the Sanctification. So that's what they choose, but it's not a really strong ban. It's just like, oh, okay, well, now you can't do this really crazy niche thing that is part of the reason why Tyrael is picked with this hero. So well done by Raven in this, I feel, to control the draft. And they themselves could ban the Nazeebo here.
Yep, and Black, highly likely they're going to take Nazeebo here.
They really just want to ban out
these
healers today.
Going super all in. And Merryday still has Lucio available, and he's been quite annoying and harassing with his Lucio. And it's been known to everyone. Quite surprised they instead banned Uther.
Yeah, that's an unusual. And what is Uther expected to be paired with here? Something we haven't seen yet, like an Illidan or something coming
in. Maybe shrink ray onto Tychus for less burst damage.
I think you're really reaching though if that's why you're.
I'm just trying to think of some possible ways with Malfurion Root, along with ETC's Power Slide and Tychus Minigun.
I think it's just. Well, I think it was a weak ban, and the Ragnaros pick is unusual, but it can help delay turn-ins, and can be really powerful as a combo hero with whoever they pick as their 5th.
That's right. It used to be Sake all the time on Rag, but now that Kyocha has also picked up on Ragnaros.
Here's Greymane. So that's going to be the secondary choice, and it looks like our King of the Spider Queen might just not get into this draft. Zarya is going to be the secondary support for the Greymane. Still feels the draft feels a little bit lacking, but you could see the idea, the concept of protecting this Greymane as he goes in, does the extra damage, gets those finishing kills with Go for the Throat. What is the choice here for Black, though?
I think they can still go Nazeebo if they want to, but they would lack a little bit more sustain, because Muradin is the only one in the front line, and Ragnaros could get blown up pretty easily with Power Slides coming in.
They could go for Arthas, but I feel like it's a little bit lacking in range damage if they do that. Sake, of course, could build Ragnaros into a little bit more range damage to support the Arthas they're going into if they decide to do that. I think those are the two big picks. The Nazeebo is still an option and very good at delaying those turn-ins, denying those, while Sake split soaks.
They have decided their minds. It is going to be
Cassia again.
Cassia again.
Well, this is going to get a little bit weird. I wonder who's going to play. It's probably going to be Kyocha on the Ragnaros then. Sake will play the Falstad, and Reset will be on the Cassia, I have to imagine, just like Sky Temple.
Reset has been really pushing hard on his hero pools here.
Yeah, perhaps Raven was afraid of a Cassia empowered by Uther, and that's why they maybe decided to ban him in this second ban phase. Raven hasn't taken a set off of MVP Black in HGC history. Will this be the first time on Tomb of the Spider Queen? We're going to find out right now. If not, MVP Black is going to close this series out 3-0. In blue, it is Raven, Joju on Malfurion, Hamlin on the ETC, NMX on Tychus, Diong on Zarya, and H82 on Greymane.
In red, MVP Black, Sake on Falstad, Reset on Cassia, Test on Muradin, Kyocha on Ragnaros, and Everyday on Lucio. Okay, as expected, it is Sake on Falstad again, and Reset on Cassia.
Sake goes in for the Q, is actually going to build Q.
One stack.
Interesting choice here for the map. Just unusual, but perhaps looking for the extra burst so that Cassia can go finish them off with the Fen damage. Building into that extra damage at level 7. I think that would be the way that they want to do this.
Prog Rock from Hamlin. There's a great pickoff on... Oh, barely survives that, actually.
It ends up being an insanely good trade for Black because no resources have to be spent to get Tist back up to full health, whereas Raven has to do a, looks like 4-man tap they did there, so 4 wells used.
Wow.
For nothing for Black because Tist survived. Now looking for the pick here onto Tychus. They will get it.
Look at that rotation. ETC doesn't even matter when Lucio's on the other side. Young's actually going to give him stacks to get more energy on the shield.
He needs to be careful, Hamlin does.
Ooh, it looks like usually when you have ETC on your side, it is ETC that goes around like that with the rotation. You have the upper hand. But now with MVP Black, with that kill and Lucio, they're making the stronger rotations right now.
Okay, here's the, speaking of rotations, they're going to jump in onto Diong here. He's taking a lot of damage, but quick rotation back from Raven. This means that Black will have to just reset back to lane. Speaking of reset, that's another Q here. In terms of gems carried, Black has a slight lead, but they keep the lanes pressured. They have gotten more consistent soak these lanes, so they get about a 1/5 of a level lead. It's only a small lead, but look at that juke by Meriday as the wall right upgrade. So good on this map. And HA2 is going to go in heavily here. She takes a lot of damage while doing so. This Reset is actually getting some consistent damage from the back line. And just showing how annoying Cassia can be, even though she has that lesser range. If there's enough support, she can get in. Meriday wants the boop here onto Deyoung. There it is.
There's a speed boost, and Stonebolt
That's going to be a
pick.
Ouch. A lot of lost gems there. It's like Reset died, meanwhile. But not actually entirely sure how. Anyways.
Fairly good trade for both sides.
Ends up being even. Gems carried still only 5 ahead for Black. Joju is just going to have to be safe here. Ooh. Pushing the boundaries, but it's like we're going to see a ping drop out as Raven wants to look for a pick onto Kyocha, but he's well protected.
Let's see, Reset, face, check! Almost. And does get rooted. Will there be enough damage? Not likely.
He walks, man, and when he walks, he gets that protection, he gets that armor. Deyoung is being body blocked here. Not able to do his full damage. There's the kill over the wall with autos. Going to be a double for MVP Black. Messy, and that's going to be enough for a turn-in here with those kills, the extra gems collected. Sake going to turn in 5, and they just need the 11 more. Meriday is probably going to be the guy. She being super aggressive here. They want to clear the lanes before turning in to make sure the web weavers actually push as far forward as possible. Looks like that's the idea here. Get that safe soak, not missing any EXP while turning in. Sulfurous Hungers does finish here, pre-4, so quick quest for Kyocha.
That's right, they have all the pressures in all lanes, even if ETC is on the other side now with the walls already broken onto Raven. There's a great power slide onto pick to Kyocha, but does not take a kill yet. That took so long, and NMX will basically lose his life.
He's going to pay for it.
But this positioning is actually so good for Raven, even the fort is hitting them.
Yeah, Sake still comes in to help get that pick off. They make it a double. There's Raven using a lot, extending there a lot, I should say, to get that pick, which put them away from the fort just enough for Sake could rotate in for the kill. They didn't really think about him as a factor because they just considered him to be split soaking. He was, but he still came up quickly. This map has very short distance between lanes, and now he's pushing down the wall down here in bot.
Now it's and Raven is still not 7, partially also why they lost the team fight because they were not 7, and with 7, Sake has the hammering now. Wave clear is so powerful. Now can really make that pressure even bigger onto the bottom lane.
Lucio just so good for rotation. Meriday is allowing his teammates to move very rapidly around here and escape these rotations and then counter-rotate. So you saw Raven did a 5-man committal there, and Meriday just amped it up with the speed boost. And everyone walks away unscathed, and meanwhile Sake is just split pushing over here. There's no answer for Sake right now, none. And this is actually a 5v4 fight in favor of Raven. They're still losing it while Sake is split soaking.
Great power slide catches too, but that's not enough as Meriday can also just sound wave of ETC power coming in with the power slide. Lucio is just so powerful.
Sake is probably just going to fly out. Ooh, Hamlin doesn't actually use the power slide. He does have Gus now. Oh, see you later.
Smart move there.
And look at this isolation on NMX. They want the pick. Deyoung and Hamlin turn around immediately. Look at the blinds coming in now. And that big lightning ball coming in. It's going to be a double for MVP Black. Dominating this third game on their map choice. Just superior rotations. Sake got so much free soak, and as it turned out, all he needed was a E over the wall. He barrel rolled over the wall. The rest of the team comes down. Raven's not aware. They aren't considering the fact that MVP Black has all their heroics, including the Gust. They only used 2 for that, the Lightning Ball and the Gust, to get several picks.
What a play by Sake there. Just perfectly played. Actually became a taunt instead.
And not only do they get those picks and push the keep wall significantly, while the mid lane is also pushed, but they're going to get a back-to-back turn-in. whereas Raven just barely doesn't even have enough for a turn-in. So double turn-ins, if they get picked again like this, they're going to once again be struggling to have enough gems for a turn-in. Just in terms of like gem economy, man, they are lacking the supply. 4 levels behind, really 3. Just one more minion for Raven to catch that up. But Sake is still pushing now the top lane. Sake makes Falstad look like he could get Global Soak on an ARAM map, man. He's like always finding a way.
Wow, Sake just amazing plays with the Falstad coming in. It's keeping himself and the entire team giving opportunity, turning dangers into an opportunity for a team. And sometimes we see Raven turning opportunities into a danger coming out from Raven.
Now, big push here onto this mid wall as Raven is just trying to split and soak. They're having trouble defending the Web Weavers, but they want to make sure they get all 3 lanes worth of soak so they can catch up to have that heroic. They're down double talent tiers right now very briefly, but they'll have the 10 soon. And Sake is actually looking to perhaps fly in. Nope, going to take the slow route down as this keep is being worked on. Sake is actually quite low, so I think they're just going to use Meriday's speed boost to get out of here.
They're already 13. They have a talent lead, and they can choose to fight or keep pressuring, just like Sake is rotating down right now. As Raven is looking for a big rotational in coming from the back here.
Look at the reaction of MVP Black. Meriday gets reset out. Tist is going to buy time as the rotation comes in. They turned a bad position into an amazing one. Gyocha comes from behind as well. Big sound barrier. There's a Mosh, though. A 4-man Mosh.
Hamlin is the guy. There's the kill onto Ragnaros already. H82 looking for his life. Big power slide comes in again. It's a 4v5, but Black is turning this around.
Oh, man. Even with the massive Mosh, I felt like Raven didn't respond quickly enough. Didn't have the target selection MX to the very late Odin. Yeah, the Odin before the fight would have been a different situation. Look at this Tist and Meriday looking for the pick on a Joju, actually, to make sure they could maximize the kills. Look at this. The way that this was executed in terms of chasing is exactly how you want to chase. You want to chase the least prioritizable target first so that you could actually kill him if possible. That was actually going to be the Gray main. Then they turned around, got the Malfurion afterwards because it takes them longer to escape. They knew there was going to be a secured kill. It was like, can't even fully describe this in the short amount of time we have to talk about it, but basically that was really well done on the chase for Black. 13 kills to 3 now. That's how you always want to prioritize the targets, though. The ones that are going to be secure already, you want to leave them for last because those are basically free kills. You want to get the ones that are furthest away and toughest to get first. Well done.
That's right. Gyocha went into Molten Core knowing that Meriday will pop that sound barrier to keep himself alive for a few more seconds. Of course, he was the target and got focused down, but while that was happening, the entire team of Raven was just, they got so low and they were the one losing the team fight the entire time.
A big push down here in the mid with these bruiser caps moving forward. Some damage coming out here from H82. Just not enough consistent damage. Misses the Stormbolt, does Test, and this is an opportunity now for Raven. Mosh is up at 9, but MV Black is just so quick on the retreat. And Raven is just zoned out of turn-in right now. Hamlin in a good position.
Very good position, and Falstad is away for the moment. If they can catch a pick onto Cassia, that will be the best.
Okay, let's see if Hamlin is able to get a nice angle here. Just look at the splits for Black. Tist is going to get the sound barrier here. He turns around. And look at that burst damage onto H82. That's a lot of damage lost now for Raven. Asake is looking for the angle on the right side to do the extra damage there. Doesn't have the ability to use Gust right now. There's no opportunity, but now they're double talent here up. And with the pick on a Greymane, there's not a whole lot of damage at range that Raven can put out here on the defense. So Black is just going to siege up this keep, take it out. As you can see here, it's going to give a lot of extra pressure onto Raven from the mid lane. They want more, though. Trying to get the pick onto Hamlin here. Good retreat, power slides away.
Barely power slides away, but that's not going to be enough. Even cleanse is not enough for Zarya. That's going to be a pick for sure. Looking for
this could be game if they get more. They're going to get H82 once more here. Just caught, and the Molten Core is interrupted by Hamlin. Nicely done, but In a few seconds, he could use it again, but it might not matter as NMX is going to get caught in Odin form. Once again, prioritizes the harder to get target first. Joju is the free target I was talking about in this situation. 5-man wipe. MVP Black is going to take this series 3-0, 19 kills to 3 in a 12-minute game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Deong is trying to tickle Tist here, but it is not going to be enough to stop the sweep as Molten Core and Sound Barrier popped here just to secure it. MVP Black with a 3-0 victory as expected here against Raven.
What a strong performance. Of course, it was expected from MVP Black to win the series 3-0, but they went all in. They tried a lot of Cassia today. They really made it work, and depending on how we have the game in L5, are they ready for this Cassia of MVP Black? That will be the biggest question, as we have L5 and MVP Black going against each other in just 2 days.
That's right, Sunday. That's the day of reckoning. We're going to find out which team is going to stand on top of HGC Korea going into playoffs. Pretty excited about that myself, as I know everyone at home is as well. Cassia making some appearances today. Reset making it look really strong, using both heroics actually to good effect. And just never really, there was a moment in that series where Black felt threatened. There were some good moments by Hamlin, some good power slides, some good moshes, but in the mosh pits on both sides actually for Blossom and Raven, both amazing mosh pit teams we saw today, didn't have the follow-up damage, didn't have the consistent reaction to capitalize on those moshes. Even when no interrupts were available, I saw the entire mosh animation happen on 4, on 3, and there was just no kills, and that's just unheard of. They were behind in scaling, that's also an issue, but the reaction to such a big play coming out, I felt a little bit laggy.
Their focusing and target selection has been a little bit off for both teams. That's also why they are staying on the bottom of the list for KR teams. But for MVP Black, I feel like they have experienced to show off what they can do against L5. They can have them thinking, oh, we can also play Proteus and we can also play Cassia. The L5 has to think about that coming into the draft on Sunday. I think Black went really smart also to experience their own in terms of when they're going against an easier team compared to L5.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in this series. I expected Black to experiment with the drafting a little bit, experiment with some compositions. They showed us the Proteus as well, so that's not just a Tempest